Hello, we are presenting our multifunction exposure UV exposure system. This system is used for making doing doming, uh, photopolymer stamps, uh, and this will be showing you the whole process for making rubber stamps. Um, This is a vellum paper that we'll be using, vellum paper used for a laser printer. So we start with designing our rubber stamps. This is a pre-made uh, version of our rubber stamps. There's several of them that we will end up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 rubber stamps, photopolymer stamps will be our end product. Considering each rubber stamp, the retail price is from $10 to $25 each. So as you can see, that's a good uh, product um, that we will end up with. So once we design our stamps, we print this in a laser printer, and then we simply just trim uh, the vellum paper to this size. Once we have this, our next process is to make a negative, and in the next few steps we'll go through making a negative. So now we have our vellum paper, and I already cut out our negative. It comes in a much larger sheet. This is the side that we need to use. There's a shiny and sort of a dull side of this film. So reading side up, we place the vellum paper on top of the film. Uh, we usually put some foam underneath, and we simply put another piece of glass on top. Now we will develop the negative by turning the UV lights on for 3 minutes. Now that we have exposed the film for 3 minutes, we need to develop. The film is still black without any letters. Now we take our developer and we simply spray it so the whole film is covered with our developing solution. And that's it. Now we need to wait a minute and a half while the film goes through its developing time. Once that's finished, we will simply wipe off the undeveloped film, and we will then be ready to work with our photopolymer. All right, our minute and a half has expired. Now we're ready to simply wipe off, and as you can see immediately, the film is exposed to our stamps. Perfect. Once, as you can see, we have a beautiful film ready for our next process. Now we simply put that into regular cold water to stop any further developing process. So the chemistry will cease in further developing. And that's about it. Now we need to just dry it, and we can use either a hair dryer or simply leave it for a few minutes and the water will just drip down and be dry. So we need to have this dry. We don't want to wipe it, simply just let it dry. Okay, so now we have our dried film. We take our glass, flip it over so our magnetic strips are facing up. We simply lay this film. Okay. Now we're going to protect the film with a very thin foil. And this is just water for adhesion of this film. You'll see it in a second. It's reason for it. I have pre-cut from a roll special film. You basically lay it over. And now we need to just take out any air bubbles. As such. Perfect. Now we need to put our borders around. And this is a special tape that we provide. We simply peel that off. And we make our damming. Around our film. This will be a damming for our resin that we will be pouring in a moment. Perfect. Now we're ready to pour our photopolymer onto so now we're going to pour our resin. Unfortunately, it's a little cool in this room, so the resin is very slow in pouring. But basically, we want to pour all this resin out onto our stamps. Okay, so now we have our resin poured. As you can see, it's very even, level. Next thing we need to do is put this backing sheet, and there's a glossy side to it, and there is a sort of a rough side. So we want the rough side to the resin. And basically the way you want to do it, so to eliminate any bubbles, is start this way and work yourself. You can see from the top how we're covering the resin. Perfect. So we have our resin covered. Now what we need to do is take our top sheet again with our magnet strips to the side, and we simply put them together. The magnet strips will push or pull the two sides together. And as you can see, we have the resin spread out a little. The damming tape, that white damming tape around, it has a specific height, and likewise our magnetic strips have a specific height, so our photopolymer stamps can all become even in thickness. Alright, so once we have that, now we need to expose the back side for 20 seconds. Okay, so we have exposed the back side for 20 seconds. Now we simply flip it over and expose the letters for 3 minutes. Okay, now that we have exposed both sides, we want to separate the glass, and we simply take the film off so we can have that for later if we need to. And now we just need to separate the exposed resin. We can throw that out. We don't need that. And basically, now we are ready with this for the cleaning process. Over here, we have an ultrasound washout unit. There is water with special detergent mixed in. That will help clean out the resin between the letters so we have a very crisp stamp. And we'll start that in a moment. Okay, so I basically cut off the excess material, leaving only the stamps. As you can see, this is resin that's still liquid, and by turning this for about 5 to 10 minutes, we should be able to clean everything out. So we simply put this in, and then we turn our ultrasound washout unit. The ultrasound will eliminate or clean all of the resin from between the letters. It takes a couple minutes to fully clean that out. Okay, so we've taken out the stamps. I cut them into small pieces. Now we can simply mount this on our stamps, and they are ready to go. I've also put them on